Pokemon Community Day event featuring Pawmi. And as usual, though, this is a mobile stream, though, as it was recorded, though, so random things might occur that will include random people talking, though, sounds, and disconnection, though. Please be advised. And right now, I'm going to mute myself a bit, though, because somebody else is in another room talking, though, and this microphone likes to pick up the slightest sounds. So let's have some music playing here.
Discord.
Discord. Why? Yeah, I'm going to do this here. I forget to do this though. Where is it? Here it goes. A little chunky there, but more smoother. I keep forgetting to do this. Okay, besides usual. Okay, so evolve it all the way to Pawmi there and learn Brick Break, because nothing better than a giant marmot throwing bricks at you. Dude. You can really hear the music playing. The only one I recognize is this one, though. Everybody else, I don't know. Must be in like new accounts or something because they have numbers. And it's always going to be the one that... I like how whenever you try to get a theme going, though, there's always the one rule breaker, though. Ah, you have all these evolutions. Let me pet a Combi instead. Or sometimes it'll be coloration, though. Ah, you have nothing but fiery red colors. Here, let me put this aquamarine blue creature in there instead. Random train is random. Okay, let's see. Am I hearing an echo here? Ouch, ouch, hair. Well, weren't you too? Okay, where is it? So, some good news for those people who's been waiting. Anyways, so people's been waiting for this for a long time, ever since the introduction of Shadow Raids, though, and that is the ability to use remote raid passes, though. Well, the good news is, according to this, though, starting in May 13th, which is a few days from now as of this recording, though, you will be able to gain additional remote passes, though, up to at least 5 per day, though. Also, you will now be able to remote raid Shadow and Gmax raids. This will start taking place, though, on May 19th, though, with... gotta move this over, though. With the introduction of their next event, though. Now, I know that some people, though, have been having issues. They're trying to do any raids, though, especially those ones that lives in places where there's like 1 or 2 people living or have access to there. So hopefully with this, though, it'll be a better chance of, but you never know when they might change things up, though. It might make it even difficult there. Let's see, there was a... they did have a thing over here where we could have gone to the website to look for more information, though. Max particles that you can hold will now increase an additional 500. Let's see here. Of course, currently going on as of this recording, this event, though, up in for another additional week, though, is the Crown Clash, though, where it introduced King Gambit. And as you can see here, I'm almost done with the Crown Collection, though, except for I need the 1 Combi female to get a Vespi Queen, though. And what gets me, though, is like yesterday, it's like, yay, I finally got me a shiny Combi, though. Well, the downside is, it was a male. Darn it. Useless. Decent stats, though. Which means if anybody had... But anyways, going back to the remote pass, though, right now, as of this recording, it's not active, though. But once it's active, though, you can probably finally take on Ray, sort of like the Suicune over here, too, though. I know there's only a few raids I can do solo there, like the Chansey one, which is a pain in the butt, though. But that is not that strong as this one, though, which is about to disappear any moment now. Any moment. In a moment. Yes, Suicune, though, the water-based creature, though, that has elements of different creatures in there that people like to fight over ever since introduction. It's a cat, it's a dog. It's somebody that doesn't like you because you polluted their waters. No! I like how they keep making the trio like vague. They're like they're beasts, though. They have elements of this, this, and this. And people will always be fighting about those trio, though. Well, you see, because of the reasons, this is why they're felines. And then somebody, well, it looks like more like a dog. But then again, you got to remember, though, there are some animals in the real world, though, that look... Oh, of course it's active again. That looks like, well, other animals, though, despite the fact they have no connection whatsoever, though. You might see like something that looks like a little kitty, though, but it's not a kitty. It could be related to a badger. And there's some cats that think they are related to badgers. Let's see what we got here. There's a party going on. Yeah. Let's see here. So either grass monkey, a flower toad, or water animal. Yeah. I still want to do like... Oh yeah, let me do this here though. If anybody wants to add me though, you're more welcome to though. Please note though there are limitations of how many gifts I can open and as well as how many I can give out still as of this recording. So even if you have like the max limit amount of people though, then your friend list though, that doesn't mean that you'll be able to open all the gifts if they were able to, and don't leave between now and then. Yeah. So fun. I ever played this game for like 2 moments now. But I thought you was gonna keep playing. No. Be right back. Yeah, sometimes I feel like doing a video of just rating Pokestops there based on postcards I give are given to me. All these people I need to go through though and see what needs to get booted out. I mean, that's what happens with games, free to play or not, though, that people move on to other things or such. I'm not expecting them to be fully committed, though, but there are some games, though, that requires, well, commitment. And money. Lots and lots of money. I recently came back to playing a quote free-to-play game, though, but it's just one of those ones where you can't proceed, though, unless you, money. And unfortunately, though, this game I played on is owned by Scopely, which is the one that will very soon, as of this recording, take over for Pokemon Go. Scopely is known to microtransaction everything, though, and make it to the point where it's more suited for those who are big spenders, aka whales. There'll be whale hunting going on. Yep, those are the ones that carries wads of cash there and just throw it at them. Saying, give me the fanciest thing you have. And here's an example, though. Looney Tunes World of Mayhem, which is Scopely, as of this recording, though, currently has a event going on, though, for an older 1930s character known as Roxy. Something that looks like a fox-like character that looks more like in the line with older black and white cartoons like Mickey Mouse and such. Well, the bad thing is though, in order for you to well, get this character though, you would have to gather pieces. But in order to gather the pieces, you would have to do an event though. To do the event though, you would have to have characters though. But if you don't have the characters, you would have to go to the store though and use special currency, which would be like a little string bow tie there though. In order to get those though, you have to do the event though. In order to do those events, you would have to get those characters you don't own. See what I mean? Now there is a way though to get the character is money. And this is the thing though that some people are afraid of. Because the characters that's required though are special tune ones though that you can only get in special events prior though, which also requires special items for them or money. And people who play that game though, or Monopoly Go, which is not exactly as bad as that though, but yeah. One moment, be right back. In a prior video, though, I did mention what Scopely or whoever's supposedly in charge there have done, though, that they're already implementing similar to what they in here. Get this Pawmi real quick. There was another game that I used to play, though. It was a WWE puzzle sliding game, though. Think of something similar to like Bejeweled and such. But that was also more like a pay-to-win type thing, though. Which is, in this case, though, it had more ads. You play your match, ad. You want to look at the store or whatever equivalent, ad. You don't want an ad, ad. I mentioned this several times before, though, when games do that, though. Ads, ads, ads. It might as well be ad the game, where you only get 2 minutes of game and the rest is just ads. Kind of like how people don't like ads watching TV, though, except for Super Bowl, where the ads are actually more interesting than the ball game. Go figure. Anyways, I did notice this before, though, that this little, quote, rewards bar that's up here, level 1, only rewards you if you spend real money, though. As you can see over here, though, the more money you spend, though, the more of the tickets you get, though. But like last month, though, they're the exact same things, though. So if you're one of stamp connoisseurs there who likes to collect stamps, though, well, this is it for you, though. But I'm not spending $15 though on 3 stamps because I rarely spend stamps that are limited time, though. The only stamps I tend to usually mostly will use those ones you can easily gain via the Pokestops, though. But look, guys, this is not really worth it, though, because let's say that 1,500. How many tickets you get out of this here? You get 90 point tickets there. That would give you. Let's round it off there for 2 stickers and incense there. Incense is 40 over here. 40. And over here for like $10, you get that much over there. So oh, really? Yeah, you get more coins there. So not $10. No, I was looking at the wrong one. So for about $1 there, you can get 100 Poke coins. You can go buy your incense that way, though. You can buy 2 of those for $1, though. But don't worry though, because you spend your $15, so you can get that incense there. So which is be better though, spending $15 to get something that costs you can get 2 of for $1. Yeah, that's really brilliant thinking though, because they're tailored on those who are the big spenders. So yeah, that's like getting a combo deal there, and find out though that the amount that you paid for it's actually way overpriced. I know there's some people, and there's some stories there. Some people would go over there to places though, and what is it? Go to places there, get food that would be more worth it though. But yeah, but when you have to spend more money than it's worth, nah. It's almost as bad as those Pokemon card scalpers over there buying packs of cards that are reselling them for more than what they're worth, especially if the cards, which are still wrapped up, are worthless. Basically, let's just say though that somebody wants to sell you a pack of cards. Oh well, typically you can get those for maybe about $10 at a Walmart. What is it, pack of 5 or so? Used to be about 10 cards, but that usually also including advertisement. Anyways, though, you never know what you're going to get though, because if I remember right though, they don't exactly tell you the odds of each pack of cards though, so you can easily get a pack of common, and those commons could be only worth like 10 cents there. So you're already well gambling on profit or not though. More likely though, you won't get as very good though money back wise there for the individual cards. So then you got those people who will practically steal the cards, resell them even higher, 50 or more dollars there for one pack though, and you still have the same crummy odds of getting nothing but commons. And then we got those people who are trying to sell the Pokemon Go account, which you're not supposed to. Well, I got this. I'm in Mewtwo over here. $500. The only bad thing is, though, there are some game companies that not only frown upon about you selling accounts, though, but if they find out, though, they can easily block the account, basically wad it up, throw it in a trash can, and where are you going to be at now, though? You don't have your big, awesome, cool collection, though, that you spend hundreds of dollars on it, though. The only ones profiting out there are the scammers, especially those ones that somehow managed to go into somebody's account. But people don't like to play fair though. They'll practically teleport you to a location to trade you and teleport out there, aka spoofing. I've seen so many. I've seen some people on some Reddits over there say, "I'll give you this creature," and I'm thinking, "Oh well, that's weird though, because that's a creature you can't be able to give to somebody." Which is not many to begin with, though, but still. But money speaks there. Intelligence goes down. Pokémon, Pokémon, Pokémon. And of course, when people get caught, though, they cry about the why. I'll tell you why, because that's why. Oh yeah, I gotta see. There's supposed to be another Community Day Classic coming up, though. I can't remember what it was. I think, if I remember right, Pokemon Go Community Day. Oops. I don't know why. I kind of like this shiny variant of a Cloudster, though. It's basically the opposite of a blue lobster, though. It kind of reminds me of if Deoxys was a giant crawdad there, due to the colorization. Also, an unrelated but related, unrelated to this game though, but related to Pokemon in general though. Yeah, the other day in the Pokemon TCG Pocket there, I finally got me the shiny Gengar though, and I'm like, ah yes, the nicely polished up, slightly tinted Ghost. Yep. And that's what gets me though. It's like, but it's nice and shiny though, and it's still just the same slight tint for Gengar. I mentioned this on Twitter, still not calling it X though, about how they've done various color changes to Pokemon over the years, though, especially like Charizard, for example, though, when it was introduced, though. And when you compare it to the first three gens, though, that it came out, though, 4, that each variant, though, was different colors, though. Which means they should be able to change it up, though, but they didn't. They're like, nah, you want a slight shade? I'll get slight shade. I was looking it up, though, Gengar, shiny variants, though, in various medias, though, that Bulbapedia has. And up until Sword and Shield, it looks like, though, that the coloration was, I'm not going to say drastic, but obviously different, though. Sword and Shield made it just a slight tint. Then you get to Legends Arceus, though, where, oh, look, we went back to the darker shade and the not as light when toned down shade. Basically, you can definitely tell one's shiny and one's not shiny, though, because how big of a contrast between the color variants is, instead of just like turn down one little pixel of color. So, yeah. I know there's some people that wish that they have different colors there for Gengar, though. It's like when they introduced what was that? The Mega version of Gengar, though. You got Big Spooky Boy, though, being basically cliched white ghost. Yeah, it may be cliched, though, because, whenever you think of the whole uh, ghost thing, though, not the intricate detailed ones, though, but the more like bed sheet ghost there, though. Of course, it's going to be white. So that was more fitting for it, though, to have giant menacing bedsheet ghost there. But of course, though, they're still going with the slight shade variant. So sad. I don't want to hear them saying, well, it's because technology. It's like, you have better technology. You can make it exactly look the same, though, back then if you wanted to. You can make it pixelated if you wanted to. Say, oh, well, because computer won't do it, though. Well, just change the palette color, though. You're not bound to a limited color palette like you were back in the Game Boy days, where you had a total of 4 to 8 colors to choose from. And if you want to do a shiny, you just basically swap it around, though, basically making the negative version of it, though. But who knows who's in charge of it and whether they think it looks appealing or not, though. There's some of them are so disappointing, though. Even when I'm looking at the Pokédex over here, since they... Whoa, did it just become night? That was weird. Ever since they introduced a different Pokédex in here, though, to make it more variant, though. I still don't know why I don't have Lucky in there. I guess you need 5 Luckies. Where is it? Poor Melton and Melmetal there. They'll always be kicked to the side. Every time a new Pokédex has come out, they're like, oh, you guys are here? Boot. You sit back over there in your corner. Sad little Nutmon there. little, like, I can't even go into there. That's sad. Because I don't have no shiny ones. It's like 808 though, so that means I would put it over there by, what was it? Alola? Melola. Okay, should be right about here. Yeah, it should be between Galar and Alola though, but they're like, no, we don't know who you are. Get back in your corner. I'm telling you. No one wants to see you. You just want to be Ditto. Yeah, well, stay in there. Stay there. Anyways, going back to the shiny decks there. A lot of shinies are obviously variant though. Like, for example, the Blastoids have this mossy green look though. Some of them are explainable why they're that color though. Some are like, why are you that color though? Like, for example, there, the ones of the Y is the Machop line there. I guess it might be a reference to the Incredible Hulk. I don't know. They didn't give exactly purple trunks, which is not really trunks because it doesn't wear outfit, which is weird, but Pokemon. Now I do like the blue colored flames of Rapidash and Ponyta though, because fire does come in those colors. Let's see, I gotta see if there's. Hmm. I know there's some people who's already done the whole listings of what shinies they like and so forth. And then, of course, there's also those videos though where they explain why they're that color though. Besides limitations though, or limitations. I don't know why Hitmonlee is green. Maybe he ate something nasty like fungus. Some people say the reason for blue Ditto though is because blue Mew over there for its shiny though, and the whole cliche thing of oh well it was a failed experiment, so therefore it must also have the same color. Who knows? Of course you can't see it though, but Chikorita though with its brownish coloring makes sense of because you know autumn. What's funny though, I got a shiny showing but not listed though. I can't remember who it was though. Okay, 7 more minutes left though. We got bright green bear over there. I would complain about Blaziken because that's also a little bit shiny, darker though, but it's much more obvious though. No, what I want to complain about is Slack off there. You got the typical cream colored sloth over here. If I stop moving, and then you got this bright pink there, like cotton candy, but it loses this cotton candy look though for slightly darker tint, which is still more obvious though than Gengar. One of the cooler ones though is the Beldum line with its metallic silver coloring. I like it better though than the original one. Well, I finally got one of those, even though it was the Max one. Of course, I also like the Torterra one though, because when I look at it, all I see is broccoli, which is why I named one of mine broccoli, as in the vegetable, and not broccoli as the one from Naruto. I think it was Naruto. I could have been wrong. It could have easily been Dragon Ball. Again with the blue flame, so it looks cool though. It makes sense. I don't know. I kind of like this one though. Wait, I got one of those. I keep forgetting I have one of those. Every time I see its hair slash tail, I know it's supposed to be hair, but it's modeled like a tail. Every time I see it like that though, I keep thinking paintbrush because the way it is. That's what gets me up there. It's like it's hair, but it's tail on its head. Weird. Looking at you, Mewtwo. Why? I think it was Y. Goes Lord the inverted pumpkin over here. I'll be right back. Somebody. Okay, I'm back again. So exciting. Perhaps. Perhaps. Okay, let's go ahead and involve the ones I do have. Because nothing better, though, than a Pokemon that's actually nothing more than a living defibrillator. Now, which one was the better one? You are? Who taught that marmot to throw a brick at my window? Wasn't me. Every once in a while, like on YouTube, though, I keep seeing these videos of people just playing around with the marmots. So I didn't realize how big those things were. Or at least the Himalayan ones. So that makes sense of how big these things are. What? I have to do 1 kilometer. You mean you want me to go outside and do things? Ugh. Whose idea was it to have this as a thing, though? Well, that shouldn't take too long. Usually, when they do community events there, it's Pokemon that you can easily level up there. But the good news is, though, due to the fact that according to this, though, I still got an additional 5 hours, though, so surely I can do 1 kilometer in 5 hours. 5 hours later. I'll actually make that 4 hours and 59 minutes later. Huh? What? Oh no, time to do some power jogging. Okay, that was interesting, though. I know there was the Slowpoke community day for the Galarian. Was it the Galarian King and Bro? They had to change that up a bit though, because one required poison and the other one required something else. I should be able to look it up over here too. Anyways, that concludes this over here. So let me look at this before I lose my train of thought and get derailed. Galarian, okay. Galarian require 30 poison though and 30 psychic. So and during the event though, they switched it out one to make it the other, so they were both the same thing requirements to make it go faster because yeah, it was the psychic, I think it was so they had to switch out the poison for the psychic, so you could evolve either one by doing the whole 30 thing. But that was just mostly capturing though. They didn't require you to actually move around. Not making fun of the people who are unable to walk around in 1 kilometer though. But if it's anything though, you can do the quick little trick that some people known to do on Pokewalkers and just shake your phone device, whatever's on, and keep doing that way to simulate that you're walking. Surprisingly, as of this recording, it still works though, so you can just move around in your own house there while shaking your phone though, if it's got gyro built into it though, because I know there's some phones that don't have that because gotta save money somehow. Okay, a brief catch up of all the stuff I need to do, and oops, I forgot to do the berry though, but well. Something tells me there's a Dynamax Suicune Max Battle weekend going on right now, according to these two information down here. Okay, still got to do that though. Wait on that part. Galler's still calling on. I put him on hold. Eggs. Recently they had an event though where you got to do the egg hatching. You know how people love that part, don't they? No, they don't. Except for people that wants to do that though. Yeah, Niantic or whoever's in charge as of this recording, you might want to fix that though because your eggs are basically gambling though. They're not like the mainline games where you know where they're coming from, even though you really don't want to know where they're coming from, because it's going to be one Pokemon or the other Pokemon. This one though is basically gambling because you apparently found them one day. Let's just say the whole story is like, oh, you found an egg abandoned though. You know whose is it is though. It could be the following because they live in the following area you're in though. Like, for example, there. Oh, yeah, look at this, though. There's a little Tinkertot in there, though. Tinkertot? I think it's Tinkerton? No, Tinkerton will be... Anyways, look, whose egg could this be, though? And during the event, though, you had to hatch one. Let's see, 3 different mons as expected though. And what happens if you already had eggs though? Oh well, you better start walking them though, or doing the method I previously stated there, moving the phone up and down. But yeah, because even if you have the best one there though, it still takes some time. Oh, this one could contain a little Mime Junior, which I never got. And wait, why is Live Red Star really high up there? I never noticed that. Don't forget though the loot box. I mean the contents of each egg will change dependingly. Because I still got this one though where I could still get the Halloween version of who is it? I forgot who it was. I don't think it was Litton though. Who was it? Anyways, let's see here. Still got this though. I don't know what I'm going to do with that though. I still got my 2016 one, my 2017 one, and they're going to stay in there until something eventually happens or I screw up. Let's see here. Any new ones? Oh, also though, for those who wasn't able to get the rookie deed at the time they were first introduced though, and if you don't know already though, you can now get them a little bit more often because they're no longer bound to the event that they first were introduced though. So have at it though. So I was able to finally find one, even though it's a little beady one. I had not an idea, but I had a thought when it comes to Corviknight. Everybody, I don't need you. Everybody who plays Sword and Shield knows that Corviknight is basically their taxi service though. But I'm wondering though, okay, it makes sense though if it was the regular sized one and the large one, the huge double XL one, and probably the XL one though, because that thing would probably carry an elephant if it wanted to. Probably could. What about the extra small Corviknight? I'll probably look that up though later though, but I'm pretty sure anybody who's watching this could probably do that themselves or look it up though and say like, well, the extra small one though, it could probably barely pick a little kid. Who knows? Some small birds are very strong though. Wait, can I do Beldum? I don't know if anybody wants to see me do Beldum before I end this here. Oh well. Watch me fail. Are you watching? You're not watching. That one guy over there, he's not watching. Wait, I wasn't fully healed. I remember pushing the ready button. I will stare at you intensely. Yeah, I'm gonna fail this. At least with the failure, though, you don't lose your particles there. You're like, oh, okay, well, I lost. Unlike other raids where, like, oh, well, you failed. Too bad. We take all your remote tickets or whatever tickets you use to access this. I will attack you with a circle of heat. Those are some cool effects, though. It's like I'm shooting off fireworks. I hate the fact that I can't move while I'm attacking. I'll just use Psychic on the Psychic Metal. Blur attack! Blech. I like how the fact that's just... You got this soccer football kicking rabbit, though. Just kicking a piece of metal. Switch out. Rawr. That's chunky. I'll keep kicking you, Mr. Beldum. Or should I just rearrange the word and make it dumbbell? I'm basically just tickling it at this moment. Can you dodge? What is this dodge? Am I dodging or is it dodging? I can never tell if there was actually dodge mechanics to begin with, though. It's more obvious, though, whenever you do a raid battle, though, because, well, you see your character move around. I might be able to make it. I'm not sure. There was one time I did one of these max battles there. It was a weaker mon, though, but I went so fast, though, I was like, I didn't even get time to power up, though. That's how fast it went. I'll stare at you intensely. Ah, my bad breath. Yeah, the first time I did this, though, solo, of course, though, that's where I got the shiny one at. Going back to the shadow raids, finally being able to use remote raids whenever, as of this recording, they're not available, though, but you know, that some of those are hard, even if you think you can wipe the floor with some of the shadow mons there, because you need to use your special item to lower their defense, and sometimes that doesn't work. It seems like it just, yeah. I would have got somebody there, but you know, yeah. I hate the fact that if you don't place them on at all, there, even if you beat it consecutively another max raid, though, you still don't get the chance though to put another mon in there. It's like, well, I beat it again, though. Can I place one? No, you missed your chance. Please wait till next time. Next time later. Yeah, you still show. No, not for you. Ooh, why? Oh, isn't that cute? A little Leo, a Lito there over there. Oh, there it goes. Right next to slow poke. Okay. No. Before I end this, I want to do something real quick. Let's see. I know I had one that was recent. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's one in the background. Why do I have a perfect fake T? No, well. I like how this comb used to stare in my face. Yes. USS Highness there. That's a big bird. Okay, that is all for this video, though. A community event, though, for Pawmi. I'm going to have to go outside and get those 100 kilometers in, though. 100 kilometers. I'll be back tomorrow here. My bird gave me a gift. I know. By the way, I know some people don't like the Hisui one, though, but I kind of like this one better, though. At least the shiny one, though, than the other one. Let me check something here. I can't spell, by the way, apparently. Mo. I need Mo. I gotta walk with Mo here. The shortest. Let's see. Which one was the stronger one of them? You have less HP, but you can... Oh, well. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and walk around like an idiot there with a marmot that wants to throw bricks there. Somebody do a picture of a marmot just randomly throwing a brick at a window. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and walk with this marmot so it can learn to throw bricks at windows. And until then, man, I really like how some of these have eating animation though. Another one just looks like you're just throwing food at them, please. Yes, I'm trying to end this here, and I keep getting distracted though. By the way, some of these animations like that looks pretty cool though when they're eating though. Other times though, you just throw food at them and we're like, oh, thanks. This one just chilling out. Anyways, while I'm getting stared down by this giant bee, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I'll be back next time though for a video of some topic there. If you like what you see though, you're more than welcome to subscribe to the video though. To the channel. Subscribe to the video right now. This particular video. Also there is a list that I made though for all the previous community day events that I've have recorded over though. There should be a decent amount though. I know there were some that I missed, but I hopefully put it somewhere in the upper right part of the screen. If I did it right though, if I didn't though, you can look in the playlist in my category, which should still be there. And that is all for now. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Come on, little marmot. We gotta throw bricks at people's houses for no reason. 3, 2, 1.